you're teaching people how to treat you. We're always teaching people how to treat us. And if you are abused and then you've gone in and you set a boundary, then that's really great for you. So don't sabotage the whole thing by then letting them come and hoover you and getting to, manipulate you when it really matters to them. Hi, everybody. To answer a question about narcissistic mothers and hoovering. People don't usually talk about hoovering in relationships that are not the romantic relationships, but absolutely this does happen in all narcissistic relationships. And basically what hoovering is, go in, it's named after the Hoover vacuum. They'll go in and try and suck people back into the relationships. After a boundary's been set, after the abused person has withdrawn and basically put some distance between themselves and the abuser, some time will pass, and then the abuser will come in and try and suck them back into the relationship. And they'll use all kinds of different tactics to do this. And that's why the holidays tend to be a really big time for hoovering. And because it's very effective. And also well-meaning people that are in your family and stuff, family and friends, can inadvertently, with all good intentions, tell you, oh, it's the holidays, she's your mom, you really ought to get together, because they don't understand, they don't know what's really going on. And one thing that's very, very painful for those of us that have had these kinds of relationships is that mostly advice that comes from other people really has to just be disregarded. It's mostly useless and will just end up making us feel bad. Really following any mainstream advice, any advice that is good advice in a normal relationship, it's usually a really bad idea. It's not even just not going to work. It usually is going to really backfire and land us in a really dangerous or a painful position. And I have numerous examples of that. Doing things like with my divorce, say, where I was trying to have the fair and amicable divorce and just got really damaged because of it. So, it wasn't just that it didn't work. It was like it really set me up for a lot of hardship. With the holidays and the narcissistic mother, she's going to care a lot about appearances. And so if this is an opportunity that you're going to have to be around the family, and there's probably a good chance that maybe she has kept the family in the dark about what's happening, or she's set it up to make you look bad around the family, but one way or the other, she's wanting to, it's perception management, which is a big thing that they do. And so my guess is that in this case, and it sounds very much like because of all the manipulation that's going on with these tragedies that are going on, and I hear this all the time, and it'll be some big family tragedy, so and so, your favorite uncle is in dire straits, and maybe the last chance you get to see them, or they've been asking about you, or something like that, or they're worried about you, is going to be either no truth to it at all, or some little nugget of truth lost in just a sea of embellishments and exaggerations and all of that, all aimed at the target, which is to manipulate your emotions and manipulate your guilt, because they know they can do that. It is ingenuous when you think about the fact that it's the holidays, because if there was anything real going on, in terms of just really wanting to see you, why would it have to be on the holidays? So there's something going on with them wanting to, parade you in front of the family and have it be, something like that. There's some manipulation, there's some ulterior motive there. And that if there's a person that is especially abusive, unless it is completely hidden and it's only targeted just at this one person and completely hidden from everyone else, there is going to be some awareness of this abuse in the family. And the fact that no one's talking about it means that there's an unspoken agreement in the family not to talk about it. And so if you are the person that is upsetting the apple cart. You're the person that's put in a boundary. You're the person that's not showing up for Christmas. You're the person that's not just going along with it. You better prepare yourself, because there's likely to be some backlash. There's likely to be some backlash, because if the family has bought into it and no one is standing up and no one is saying, standing up for what's right, talking about this abuser, confronting the abuse, if no one is doing that and everyone knows about the abuse, then there is an unspoken agreement in the family that that's the way that they want to proceed, and you're going to be confronting everyone, going against everyone to telling the truth. But that's okay, because you need to do that. You're taking care of yourself. You don't need to go be abused. You don't need to go be around people who are inauthentic, who are lying to you and to themselves, who are deluded, and who are, putting on a big front and not talking about the elephant in the room. My ex-husband, a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of guy, that had this secret hidden person that would come out in private just around me and our boys. And no one else knew about it, no one else saw it. But in most cases, usually it is, some other people have seen at least hints of it. They have hard times getting along with other people too. They have short tempers, they have triggers, they have tendencies to gossip, to get enemies, they'll have a pattern of conflict that is not just totally, completely focused on you, and no one else has seen it. Generally speaking, that's not going to be the case. So if you've got a whole family that's agreeing not to talk about it, you could easily find yourself sort of, the black sheep of that family. But it's also, maybe it's also going to happen that you could find some allies. And either way, what's the point if you can't be yourself? If you can't be safe and be yourself and have a good time, really, what's the point? You don't need to go to try and please someone who's abusing you. So hoovering is definitely something that can happen with parents or anyone that's trying to get you back into a relationship, and their motivation for doing it around the holidays is, relatively obvious. They want to pretend, they want to put on an appearance. There's all kinds of emotional triggers they can use to guilt you about it. If you're catching them in exaggerations and in lies already right off the bat, it's not a good idea. If they've already started off with saying, grandma's dying and so-and-so, it's not a good idea. And what I would suggest is that you talk to the rest of your family, because if you don't, you're going to end up on the outside of your family. And so I would suggest talking to your family and saying, it's not going to be coming around there with her on Christmas, but I would love to see you, and maybe if I could come earlier or come afterwards, or even just come another day. I would love to see you, because I love you and I miss you and all that. I just don't want to, I'm trying to set boundaries with her, and plus I don't want to bring all that conflict around you guys anyways. You don't need that. So, that's a perfectly great thing to say. And, you're teaching people how to treat you. We're always teaching people how to treat us. And if you are abused and then you've gone in and you set a boundary, then that's really great for you. So don't sabotage the whole thing by then letting them come and hoover you and getting to, manipulate you when it really matters to them. You're teaching them to go on abusing you, to go on. They don't have to worry about what they say. They can always come back, and you'll still fold, and they still have you right under their thumb, even though most people won't validate it, won't see it, or the narcissist isn't this way with everybody. They have this specific relationship with you. And so, even though people maybe in your own life won't validate it, there's plenty of us can tell you that it is very real, and can offer you the love that you want, but you're just not going to be able to get, and that all of us feel hungry for, especially on the holidays. Listen, I absolutely know it too. I have no relationship with my family, and of course I've lost a son. It's really, really difficult. And I'm not going to lie to you about that. We can talk about the truth, and we can be unconditionally loving, and we can, make it stop with us. Have you experienced this kind of hoovering with a parent or someone in your family? And how did you handle it? Let me know. Okay, thanks a lot, you guys, and take care. Bye-bye.